Oh my goodness. We were in here just talking about how excited we are for this Emerald team. I was like, we need streamers and like blowhorns and he goes, hang on, I'll run downstairs. So he ran down to his mom's laundry room.
Aren't they amazing? Look at how beautiful these are.
So these are our streamers. Yay! We're so excited over here. We're going bonkers for this team. My mouth is healing, so I'm going to do my best to talk without my tongue flopping out of my mouth. Just had a root canal a few hours ago. Chad, Jerry, how will we talk? Oh, Lord. Okay. All right.
Gotta have fun.
Yes. Okay, but yes, okay. So that helps because I was like borderline crying just a little bit ago just thinking about this and processing. It's one thing to hit a goal yourself, but I'm telling you what, when you have someone on your team reach a goal, it just does something for your heart. It means that much more. And so we are bursting with excitement over this team. We're so proud of your leaders, Josh and Deborah, the way they lead with their whole heart, their belief and their drive to just go for it, to just go for this huge goal that all of us have when we get started, just like, someday maybe I'll be an Emerald, someday maybe I'll drive a Lexus or I'll go to Hawaii, and it just seems so big. But here they are going for it, but not just them, you're going for it. So I want to give a shout out to you guys. You didn't just do 100 PV to enter to win prizes and to be a part of this. You did 100 PV to set yourself apart as a leader on this team. When you do your PV early in the month, that says, hey, upline, I'm here and I want to help you strategize for your month. It helps your sponsor or your upline get a feeling of where their month is at as they're reaching their goals. It is the most beautiful thing you can do for your team, is get that convenience order going in the beginning of the month. And so for you guys to do that, it's huge for your business, getting you commission qualified for the month. It's huge that you get to participate tonight and be a part of the party and prizes and all of that. But it says a lot about who you are, that you are rallying behind your uplines as they reach this big goal. Continue to do that. Reach out and say, hey, what else can I do? Because everything that you do as you're helping people on your team reach their points helps them, but it helps you. It helps you reach your goals. So how many golds are going to break out of this? How many silvers are going to break out of this month? How many senior golds or rubies? This is a huge month for the entire team. We're just a little bit excited. You excited?
I think we should do the streamers again for people.
One more time.
Woohoo! Aren't they beautiful? These are like 1970s streamers here.
They've probably been saved for a long time.
They've been saved, but they've been saved for this party.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to keep it short and sweet. Chad's going to pray to wrap it up in a little bit too and share from his heart. But I was thinking this morning, it didn't even pertain to tonight, but I think maybe it was even just the Lord putting it in my heart. I was just reflecting on some of the heartache that I walked through in this journey. And I was remembering in the beginning, especially things that people said publicly, quite publicly, and behind my back, or people that were not friends anymore, or accusations, or people that quit, or people that were just downright nasty and want nothing to do with flexes ever again, or my hands everywhere. Like I'm telling you, it's crazy. Oh my God. Anyways, I was like processing through these different things and thinking that is so contrary to my personality that I kept going, and was really just asking myself, like, what in the world? I'm in shock that I did this. I've been just downright in shock, because you've heard me say it before, everything apart about this journey. They didn't give me any drugs, I promise. This whole team, they didn't. I really legit promise. Okay. Oh gosh, but everything about this journey was not me. It was not anything that anyone would have ever said I would be good at and that I should do. I'm not, I'm better now at being a loud, out there personality, but the core of who I am is me yesterday when Chad took all of the kids out of the house so I could have quiet time. I literally felt like this wouldn't be quiet time. I felt like once they left and they shut the door and I saw their van pull away, I was ready to put on dance music and just like dance because I had the whole house to myself and it was quiet. It was just lovely. That's who I like to be. I kind of like being all alone and not having to talk to people and stretch out of my comfort zone. But if you're not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, you aren't growing at all. If you are doing only what makes you comfortable, you are stagnant or you're going backwards. And it's just not worth it, you guys. So I was processing, why did I keep doing this? And it kind of made me emotional. Why did I push through that? You guys, I had to have it. And it's not that I had to have the car, and I didn't have to have Hawaii, but I had to have a change for our family. We had been through enough. We had tasted and seen what network marketing could be years ago, and we had failed for a number of reasons. And if you were to look back at us then, our why back then was to be rich, to have freedom, and the cars and the houses, and there was more that we wanted to do too. But we were pursuing a wealthy lifestyle with time freedom. And our way of approaching that business was to pretend we had it all together and that we were polished and had it all right. We weren't vulnerable. We weren't transparent. We weren't really connecting with people. And we wanted them to do what we wanted them to do so we could reach our goals. Okay? So it was all the reverse of how Plexus works. And I love that. And we got nowhere. And it's no wonder. We didn't really genuinely connect with people. We connected with them long enough trying to like get a sale and persuade them to do what we were doing. We weren't selling anything that was life-changing, and we weren't real. But it was enough to, and I think God, that was a huge part of our journey. We learned how to read PMA books and success books and network marketing books. That was huge. I learned how to like talk to people. That was good. Chad would send me books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Magic of Thinking Big, stuff that we tell you guys to read. He was sending them to me while we were dating because I didn't know how to do any of it. So this was an instrumental part of our journey. But we got enough to really taste what network marketing could do, but the Lord shifted us out of that. And many of you guys know our story that then for the next several years, we lived in lack. Extreme lack. I'm talking about one Sunday knowing that we had enough gas to get to church, but knowing that if we went to church, we weren't sure how we'd get back home. And we went anyways, in faith, that God maybe would just prompt someone's heart and that somehow they'd know that we needed gas money. And guess what? He did. Knowing that the next morning we didn't have food for breakfast and just trusting that God would lay it on someone's heart. And he did. And we went through a long season like that, about over a year that we lived by faith, literally, of groceries, diapers, wipes, Thanksgiving turkey, Christmas presents, literally showing up on our porch, or random people coming up and handing us cash or handing us clothes for our kids or for us, okay? So 1 year looked like that. And then several years looked like food stamps, extreme coupon cutting, dumping in the coupon dumpster, diving every Sunday to get inserts because we couldn't even afford the newspaper, avoiding the phone. I was thinking about that today too. I was like, why do I not like the phone? It's because for a while there, every phone call was a bill collector, and there was a couple times that I answered on accident thinking it was a family member or a friend, and they aren't very nice. And so I think it was traumatizing, and I'm just avoiding the phone ever since. And I don't have much time, I guess, but it was rough, you guys, rough. Losing our home, losing our dignity and our pride, stripping us of everything that we thought had worth, to the point that now it's been beautiful. We were talking about how there's not a single thing that we miss. We miss kind of having our own home, but there's not an object or a possession that's in storage in Florida right now that we miss or that we can even like think of. We're like, wait, what is in there? And if that burned down and we start over, I don't think we'd even like cry.
My jazzercise videos.
Jazzercise.
I love jazzercising.
That was not expected. Leg warmers probably too.
Yes. Yeah. But besides that, there isn't anything. A break in the action.
What was I talking about? Anyways, that was that season. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so then Judah, that adds to your expenses. So now we're in a season of How do I do this seriously? So then we're in a season of needing fundraisers. So now we have still hardly any money, but on top of it, we need fundraisers to pay for Judah's bills. And so we had just gotten to where we had $100 a week for groceries for a family of 9. Try that on for size. It's not fun. And I can't even tell you how many times I went to the checkout line and I had to put food back because I didn't have enough money. Oh, I have more stories regarding finances than y'all ever need to hear. It's not fun. The check card not working and stuff not clearing, and it's just not fun. Well, you go through that long enough, and all of a sudden this opportunity kind of plops in your lap, and I didn't recognize it for what it was. You guys know that. I was a skeptical customer for 2 months, didn't even give Heather an update on how my health was doing. Thought I would make one post because I knew people needed it. The difference in me was noticeable, and so I knew, I'll share, but I'm not gonna be one of those people that bugs people and like posts all about their products on their timeline. But it evolved from there, and as soon as I had a taste of success, really it was just making a few $100s that first month. It was eye-opening because I didn't even leave the house. I didn't do a party. I wasn't stalking people in Barnes & Noble trying to like get their name and their business card so I could talk them into joining my team. I got to just be me. I was already on this journey with blogging, learning how to be transparent and let people back into my world. Once again, God lining up steps for this. But I got to just be me. I got to be transparent. I got to talk about natural health that I already believed in. I already believed in supplements. I got to be real about my own testimony and that it worked for me. And out of that, people messaged me. Like, that was so cool. And it just struck something in me where I had a stirring in my heart that was enough to just go for it and to put those blinders on. And was I hurt? Yes. Did I cry? Yes. For 6 months, did I shake nervously every single time I posted about Plexus? Yes. If someone criticized me, was I a mess? Yes. When they hurt my feelings, when they spoke ill. So I don't even want to talk to you guys about stuff that was said by people we respected and had held in high regard. It was hurtful. But when your why is big enough, you will keep going. You will press through. You get over those days of, I think I'm just going to quit. Chad has heard me say I'm going to quit more times than he's heard me say I'm just so excited. Because there were so many hard moments. Not one part of this journey fit my comfort zone. Nothing. Not doing these live videos, not posting, not reaching out to people, not following up with people. I'm still like the worst at follow-up ever. Having a team page, feeling like I even have anything to offer people. What else, Chatty? Like everything. Having to even go to convention, having to travel away from the kids. Everything about this. And it was a stretch for our marriage because we had to change things and change our home. It was a stretch for our kids. We had to have a lot of conversations incorporating the kids. Even just recently, it was my birthday. I said, kids, just tell me again, do you want me to still do this? Or do you want Mama to go back to reading stories every day and just teaching you school? What do you guys want? And I just like for them to say it out of their mouth. No, Mom, we love this. Keep doing it. They're loving it. They were a part of praying for breakthrough. They were the ones marching through our living room, singing God of the Breakthrough over and over and over for years, saying, Mom, when's that breakthrough going to come? Dad, when do you think we'll have breakthrough? They knew what we were believing for and longing for and praying for. And all those years, Plexus already existed. God was laying the groundwork in this tiny little company that sold a breast check kit and breast cream that we had never heard of. Ever. He had it all lined up, all those years of praying in faith, not having any idea what the opportunity would be, what it would look like. We just knew at some point God was going to turn things around, and it took 8 years to get there. But all of a sudden, this pink drink entered our world, and everything has changed. So you may think it sounds like this cute little assignment when we say, go sit down and write down your why, and your why better make you cry, but you need to do it. You've got to figure it out, because if you have a back door, you'll take it. If your job's paying for everything and you don't really need this, then you won't do it. You have to have a why that's big enough. Do you need your husband home? What do you need? Do you want your kids to go to a private school? Do you want to actually have a retirement fund when you're older? Do you want to be able to pay for your kids' weddings or for them to go to college? Do you need a new car? Do you need a new home? Do you need clothes or diapers or just to pay for your groceries? What do you need? Write it down. Put it in front of you. Make a poster board. Get your kids involved. Buy a stack of magazines and have them cut out pictures. But you better have your why in place so that when you get knocked over, you can pop right back up. So buckle up. This month is about to get even more exciting. We're about to we're halfway in, right? So it's the home stretch of getting this team to be an Emerald team. We're just a tiny bit excited. Can you tell by just how fast I'm talking here? But I want you guys to hear from Chad really quick, and then we'll pray. And to be entered to win, put your why in the comments for whatever prize you're going to win, but it'll be cool, I'm sure. So just put it in the comments. What is your why? Why are you building this business? All right? Deal?
So, great job.
Thanks.
High five.
Take over.
Streamers.
Okay, enough.
So, one of my first and most prominent memories of Deborah was one scene in her in our house on our very first meeting, and our only house meeting, right? Uh-huh. So we had one house meeting, and Deborah came in with her sisters, and just a quiet young lady in the back, and
so sweet,
and the neighbor ended up cussing at my son and cussing at the guests, and so
which is why we never did have another party.
Didn't do that one again.
It was drama.
But too many cars on the road, whatever. So, but then the next memory that really grabs my attention that I think of when I think about Deborah is her and Lane coming out to celebrate with us when we hit Emerald and got to pick up a brand new Lexus. I was such in awe that they would go from Ava and come all the way out to see us and celebrate with us to pick up the Lexus. And it was such a joy just knowing that we all of a sudden some of these dreams that we had in our heart for so long, which go way beyond money, which were just friends that were like-minded, friends that we could share life with and laugh with, but just have clean, good fun. We started seeing that come into fruition with Lane and Deborah coming out there, and now being in Vegas with them and just hanging out with Michael. I consider Michael one of my best friends, and Josh as well. I mean, it was just like the Three Musketeers out at 1:30 in the morning and not knowing what to do in Vegas. And so we're just hanging out and just chilling and being silly but just to be with those type of people, that's our dream. I mean, and so many of you guys that are on this live video, we're going to be with you guys in Hawaii. And I was thinking about today, man, there's people on this video today that we're going to be hanging out at the pool with this year. Deborah and Josh, and I know Michael and Lane, and there could be others that that will be there in Hawaii with us, if not next year. And you guys are the people I'm so thrilled about. I was literally just thinking about it and it's I am so excited to hang out with some of Josh's men on his team, and Michael's some of his running guys, and Denny and some of these other leaders that are going to be popping up. That's our dream. We just want to sew in and hang out with the people that God's blessed us with. So anyways, that was just a first memory of seeing them come out and invest time and money to celebrate that precious time with us. I think one of the things you might be asking, so Josh and Deborah said, okay, they put the stake in the ground. We're going Emerald. This team is going Emerald. So what can you do to help? And then so you've already done your 100 points, and that's fantastic. Now what you can do to help is start helping your team make sure that they're all doing their 100 points. Because every time someone does 100 points, that bounces their numbers up. And so that's really what we want to do is we want to just throw gasoline on this and just keep it going. So contact every person on your team, every inactive person. Say, hey, check out the new Slim, check out the new probiotic, and just what we want to do is get everyone to 100 points. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is I remember when we made the push from Emerald, it was I get chilled because Denny and Leanna and Michael and Lane and Josh and Deborah, those three couples were our biggest cheerleaders, and Morgan, there were some other ones that are on here, and not to diminish anyone, but they were okay, what can we do? What can we do? And so we said, well, we need more people to go 100 points. And so they would go out and they would sponsor some new people, and then they'd help them get a customer. Okay, so if we can get someone registered, but then have them do 100 points on top of that, or you get someone start with the Belly Buster Challenge. They get the Slim, and they they get started that way with the Slim and what else? The two protein shakes. And so that's another way. So if someone gets started and they don't want to get the welcome pack, they can get the Slim and the 2 protein shakes, and that's 100 points, and that's going to count towards their goal. And so these are just some things off the top of my head to say, okay, what can we do to help them earn more points? That's the name of the game. So contact everyone you know, mom, cousin, brother, I don't care. Just reach out to them and say, hey, one of our good friends is hitting a big goal, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. You know what? People want to be a part of something. And if you ask them for a favor, a lot of people will go to bat for you. You know, most people will. And so, anyways, start there. In addition to that, you know, kind of shifting gears a little bit. So that's what you can do right now. But I think this business is, you know, it's 95% a lady-driven business, women-driven business. Of course, we have some men here, and go men, you know, got the, you know, but I just want to encourage you, ladies, coming from a man's perspective of how to interact with your husband and what to say. You've seen some glimmer here. You've seen some hope. You've seen something that you want to partake in. You want to run with, you know, with Deborah, and you want to be part of that team, the inner circle, and you say, you know, I want to make this happen. What would you do from there? Well, one is I would tell Deborah and Josh, hey, I'm a runner. I want to be with you in Maui. I want to take it to the top. 2 is I would start, you know, strategizing with your husband, telling your husband, okay, husband, I have this big goal in my heart, this big dream in my heart, and this is what it looks like. And whatever that is, whether it's like Krista talked about, paying off debt, send your kid to a private school, whatever it is, you know, you start sharing that with your husband. You say, like Bree said in the last video, and if you haven't watched that, go back. It was phenomenal. Husband, I need you to be a part of this because I can't do it alone. We couldn't go Emerald alone. Not us. I mean, there's just no way. Maybe if you're a single person, go for it. You could probably get it done. But with having as many kids as we do and a special needs child, just never going to happen. So for us, it meant a lot of communication. Her telling me, I think I can do this. She would say that a lot of times.
I remember sitting on the bed. And I mean, this was such an adjustment at so many different points. Probably though at Senior Ruby's when we were realizing, wow, I'm going to need your help. I can't homeschool and care for Judah and cook the meals and clean the house and do this. But I remember sitting on the bed, Chad was by the door, and just losing it. Saying, Chad, I think I can do this. I think I can really do it. And it was such a breakthrough for me to just say it out loud. It was in me, and he needed to hear it from me.
And when I heard it built belief in me, because she hadn't said anything like that before. Like, I think I can really, you know, make a 6-figure income in this. And I was like, you know, that would be different if I was the one to say it, because I said that all the time. You know, I think I got an idea. I got another idea. And I had 1,000 ideas, and she was like, okay, great. And she believed me. But when she said it, a light bulb went off. And you know, I tell you this, is that there are times in the journey that it was very painful to my ego and pride, because I had to start doing things that I hadn't done before. But, you know, because we communicate a lot, my parents say we like, man, they have so much to talk about. They're always talking and talking and talking. Because we'll go and we'll just go for a walk for a long time, or we'll sit in the car and we'll just communicate. We'll talk things through until we get to a point where we're both at peace with whatever situation we're working through. And so we communicate a lot, and that meant for me, like Krista said, I started doing homeschooling. Some of you guys don't homeschool, so you don't have to worry about that piece of the equation. That meant for me starting to do the dishes. I wasn't excited about that. I wasn't excited about throwing on the apron and you know, being Miss Clyde. You know, I wanted to be a man. I wanted to go wrestle and get dirty and, you know, whatever. But yeah, and I wanted to work. And so so I had to just take a checkup from the neck up and check my pride at the door and say, you know what? Okay, I'm willing to, and so I would give her little pieces. First it was, I'll do the dishes. And then it was, I'll do the laundry. And then the checks continued to grow.
And I had an office in the garage, remember? And we took baby steps. I had a desk in the garage.
And I had my office in our bedroom, because I had my company outside of Plexus that I was running at the time. And then eventually I was like, she's like, I need some quiet space. And she'd start working at my desk, you know, 1 or 2 times, you know, and then all of a sudden I need to we need to move all your stuff off this desk is what we need to do. And so eventually I'm sitting here and I'm sitting in this little corner of our house and I look like a little church mouse and and she's got this nice, beautiful desk with all her
we discussed
beautiful
it.
things. But we did discuss it, and it was
he offered, and I jumped on it, and all of a sudden he was like, "Whoa, no, you really wanted that, didn't you?"
So we continued, and then the responsibilities just continued to unfold, and I knew it wasn't a lifetime commitment that I was going to do dishes and laundry and tie ribbons and bows in my girl's hair. I didn't do that, but I did know that it was going to be, by the way it was going, I knew it was going to be a blessing to our family. I knew the journey was going to be worth it, and so I was willing to make those adjustments. And so I'm just telling you, communicate with your husband. Okay, whatever that means to you, it's going to mean different for everyone on this live video. Yeah. And lastly, what really stuck in my heart as I was praying about tonight, there was this phrase that kept popping into my head, and I really, just to get serious for a moment, I'm going to totally shift gears so I can get serious. And but I really believe that God's telling you tonight that you have permission to succeed. So many of us go through life and we just have never given ourselves permission to succeed. We're always, telling ourselves, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do what Krista does. I couldn't do what Deborah does. I couldn't be a Lane. I couldn't be a Morgan. I couldn't be this or that. I couldn't be a diamond that I watched in a Diamond documentary. Stop it. Mm-hmm. God has given you tonight the permission to succeed. If your friends, family, relatives, even your own husband has said, you're not going to do this, you're not going to amount to anything, I'm telling you tonight, you have permission to succeed in this business. We believe 100% in you and that you can do this. There's zero question in my mind. I don't care if you're starting tonight or if you've been in for 5 years or 4 years like Aaron. We're giving you permission tonight to know that you can leave this meeting and say, I have the permission to succeed. I believe I can succeed now. And so there's just a flip that you have to make in your mind. Because you know what? You attract what you think about. If you think that you don't have permission, or you can, or just because your grandpa and your dad and your cousin, your uncle, and your broke brother-in-law has done nothing with their lives, that doesn't mean that's got to be you. Mm-hmm. You can rewrite your future. You can rewrite your family lineage. You can be the first millionaire in your family. You can be the first person that totally pays off all their debt. You can be the first person that lives like you only have dreamed of. You can be that person. But you just have to give yourself that permission and believe it, first and foremost, that you can do it. And then know it, that God says, I'm not a respecter of person. I don't give Deborah more opportunity than I'm going to give you, or Krista more than you. I'm giving you all these talents. And what we do with these talents and the time that we have, that's up to us. I mean, you couldn't have found a busier lady than her. 7 kids, homeschooling, doing all the things that she's doing, working with the church and all the things that we had going on, special needs, therapies up the wazoo. But you know what? She believed in her heart, and then she said, you know what? God is planting this seed inside of me, and I can do it. And so I just wanted to share that with you. I felt so strongly about that. And we're just so excited about Josh and Deborah. And I just encourage you to be a part of this month. It doesn't matter where you guys end up, but be a part of it. Do your part. Finish strong all the way to the end. I mean, do not give up. Keep talking to everyone you can. And we believe it can happen. We 100% believe. I mean, a Bree can go from 796 the prior month to 1,600 points in 1 month. Anyone, can do this. And so that is the battle cry for this team. Anything else you want to say?
No, we totally went over time, so that was fun. So
we're going to wrap up in prayer, and we just love you guys, and we're so excited for you. So, Father God, we just thank you for this opportunity, and thank you, Lord, for all these great people that just sowed their time and energy into this meeting tonight. And we just thank you, Lord, for this team. And, Father, we just ask you right now for the right people that need these products, that you would make those connections supernaturally. Father, there's so many people out there. There's not a lack of points to go Emerald. There's not a lack of people that need these products. There's not a lack of people that need to lose weight. There's not a lack of people that need to get their digestive system back on track. There's not a lack of ladies that are having hormone issues. Can I get an amen, man? There's not a lack of those. And so we just, Father God, we just ask you to direct us to those people. Open the doors for us to meet those people. Give us the right words so we're speaking your words, not our words. And we just breathe life into this team. We just believe we breathe accomplishment into this team. We thank you, Father God. And tonight we call this an emerald team, Father God. And what starts in the spirit ends in the natural. And so we just ask you, Father God, to start it in the spirit tonight for everything, every nook and cranny, everything that needs to be adjusted gets adjusted tonight. And we just ask you, Lord, for it. You just say, ask for these things, and you'll give them to you. And we believe it's your will that people get healthy. We believe it's your will that people get out of debt. And so we believe that this is a tool and a vehicle that you're using to bless families. And so we thank you in advance for all of this. And I thank you, Lord, for this great team. And we thank you, Lord, for these people that we call friends. And we love you. Bless this team. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. What a fun night.
That was
fun.
Awesome. Woo!
High five, team. We love you guys. See you soon.